Hey. Monique here, Integrative Mind Body Coach, and today I want to talk about the spine. So last week I talked a little bit about the hips. I'm going to go up into the spine today. We're going to talk about what happens in the vertebrae, give you some science, give you some moves, and then of course teach you about the mind-body connection. So the first thing we want to know about the spine is it is our structure. It is our support system. It is what holds our entire body up. Each vertebrae have so many different things going on there. Like it's insane, and I'm trying to decide what's really important to tell you. So what I really want to talk about is the nerves that come off the vertebrae and how they go to each part of the body, and each part of the body, I mean, like some of it goes to organs, some of it goes to tissue, some of it goes to functional things. And so each vertebrae in the spine have a place and they have a job to do. And when the spine is out of whack, we feel tightness, we might feel tension, we might feel pulled. This is all valid. And so we want to not feel those things. We don't like that. It's uncomfortable. And so we go to some kind of routine or some kind of process to get rid of it, right? We all have our ways of doing stuff. I'm going to teach you something a little different today. And so we're going to start with what happens when the spine is not functioning, right? We tend to have pain, discomfort, disalignment, right? So if you go back and watch last week's with the hips, you can add on to that for this week or just do the separate, it doesn't matter. So basically what I want to do is come from the hips and we're going to do some similar things. So I'm going to turn to the side. So last week, all I did was a couple moves. Now this week, I'm going to do something very similar. I'm going to pull back, same thing, not really tight yet, but just creating a little bit of flexibility in the feet. So I'm going to pull them toward me and I'm just going to bend forward again. Now I'm doing very similar things. So what I'm doing now is I'm still going to open up the sacrum before I get into the spine. So I just kind of want to go down and I don't want to curl over. I don't want to bend. I want to stay as straight and elongated here as I can. And so I'm just going to slightly bend, letting the weight of my body pull me down. Over time, I can get down really far. It's not a contest. We're not doing that. We don't want to pull back and create all this tension. We want to relax into it. So it's just breath. And on the exhale, we just drop. And you go as far as comfortable for you. We don't want to strain. We don't want to pull. Again, we don't want to curve all the way down. So I'm not trying to get my head to my knees. I'm trying to get my chest to my knees. And it's just going to look like coming from here and from the neck elongating. Okay, so we might do that for a few seconds. The next thing that I would like to do is I'm going to get on the floor and I'm going to do a side twist. Now, you could do this sitting up if you like to. I like to go on the floor for a couple reasons. The floor supports me. It feels really nice. I don't have to think about it. I feel supported. I feel safe. So I'm just going to drop my knees to one side. Now, I want to try to keep this hip down all the way and this hip as close to the ground as possible. I'm literally pulling from the knees and the hip is rotating and the spine is still flat on the back. So I'm going to keep my shoulders down flat, this hip anchored, this hip pulled, and I'm twisting from the waist. And as I do this, I might send some breath. I'm going to quit moving so much so you can see that I'm staying still. Okay. And as I send breath, I might just kind of look at the bottom vertebrae with my mind's eye, just kind of check in. There's 5 in the lumbar. There's 12 in the thoracic. And there's 7 in the cervical, vertebral. There's 2 different languages I speak with anatomy. Sorry guys, if it gets confusing, I'll try to keep it together. So I just feel this all the way down the spine. It feels really nice. I'm gonna come back to the center and I might just wiggle my hips for a second and just kind of move side to side and see if I notice a difference. This entire leg and hip socket, all this stuff feels so much more open than this side. So now I'm gonna drop to the other side. The same thing. I'm leaving the sacrum flat. I'm leaving the shoulder anchored, okay? And I'm just pulling from here, just the side. Letting it go. letting the weight of my body naturally pull. I'm not pushing, pulling, trying to get into anything. I'm just breathing into this. And again, I notice that sacrum, I notice the thoracic region, and now I move up into the cervical region. And I'll come back to center. That feels really nice. Another thing that I like to do is just knees to chest, okay? And this is really nice. You can do it in the circle if you want to do that. If you do it one way, pause, and go the opposite direction. What this is also doing on my sacrum and my low back right now is this is actually massaging that tissue. So it's kind of opening up and softening, right? Another thing we like to do is maybe happy baby. This one's great. And just rocking side to side, okay? And again, wherever your legs are comfortable at, if they're further out and further down is comfortable, if inside here is more comfortable, whatever feels right, there's no wrong. And again, what I'm doing is I'm elongating, that's fine. Now I might roll back up to sitting. This is one of my favorite things, this guy right here. And so I might just push back on it. Now I'm opening up through the shoulder blades, right? So you can see my chest opening up, my heart center opening up. I might roll back on it. And again, just letting the weight of it support me. It's just curving my back. It's opening me up in another direction. So I went forward and I got really long in that way. And so now I want to open up the front body. And it might look like getting on something like this, going all the way back even. This feels nice. My head's hanging off, the weight of my head is being pulled down. And I can just sit here and float. Just let it support me. So those are my go-tos. Those are the things that I like to do that feel really nice. And I enjoy it, and my back enjoys it. So I encourage you to move the spine today, whether it's just some simple twists side to side, whether it's some above the head reaching, whether it's some opening up of the spine, right? Opening up, closing, that feels really good. Anything like that that gets the spine moving is going to create circulation. We're going to work on those nutrients whenever we twist that vertebrae up. That's going to be really nice. It's kind of kissing everything and letting it all exchange energy and information, kind of having a little conversation together, which is great for our back. But we come to the point where I'm going to talk about the mind-body connection. So here I go. When the spine is feeling pain or discomfort, underlying possible contributing factors are feeling weak, confused, fearful, insecure, difficulty communicating with others and asking for what you want, feeling unsupported and alone, not knowing who or where to ask for help, feeling like the world is unsafe, trying to protect yourself from pain or hurt, feeling stuck in a pattern situation that you can't get out of. So again, this is valid, right? And so when I feel these things, what am I doing? How am I in it? Is it taking me out? Is it overwhelming? Is it shutting me down? Or is it an awareness for me to make change? If you answered, it could be an awareness to make change. I'm your girl. Let's talk. Shoot me a message, shoot me a DM, and we'll discuss this stuff. For me, there is an awareness in understanding the emotional disconnect and the confusion when the mind and body separate. And so when I have the awareness, then I can unlearn what I've learned and create it, which is beautiful, because if we can learn pain, we can unlearn pain. If we can learn behavior, we can unlearn behavior. If we can learn patterns, we can unlearn patterns. And so I invite you to check out my work. I have a website. I'm going to post in the links here. You can go in, you can get some complimentary information in there. It's called Member Vault, and it's going to have some body scans, as well as just getting on the email list where you have all of this information coming straight to your inbox. You can subscribe to the YouTube channel and you just get the little notification whenever I come on, and you can ask questions and talk to me as well. Put your questions in the comments. Let me know where you're at. Let me know if there's anything specific you want to work on. Next week, I'm going to move up the body again. Actually, next week, I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be on vacation. So when I get back the following week, I'm going to move up the body again. Maybe we'll go into the heart center. That'll be really fun. So we're going to spread some love and open up the heart center and self-compassion and grace. And that's really exciting. So I think that's where we'll go next week, or 2 weeks whenever I come back. And so if you have anything for me, you want to talk about any of this stuff, or you just want to know more or you're curious, seriously, shoot me a message because it's so good not to share. Talk to you soon. Bye.